So with that, I'd like to get our panel going. I'd like to introduce our moderator, Rose McKinney-James. She is the former CEO of the Corporation for Solar Technology and Renewable Resources. She's a former commissioner with the Nevada Public Service Commission. She served as Nevada's first director of the Department of Business and Industry. She's currently the managing principal of Energy Works LLC and McKinney-James and Associates. Her firm provides business consulting services and advocacy in the areas of public affairs, energy policy, and economic and sustainable development. She's a registered lobbyist with the Nevada legislature and currently represents a range of public and private entities with interests in regulatory and energy policy. She's a board member for the Alliance to Save Energy, the Energy Foundation, and the second vice chair for the American Association for Blacks in Energy. She also serves on the board of Three Square and NACD Southern California, and is a member of the International Women's Forum. And with that, Rose, I'm going to pass the panel on to you, and thank you everybody again for coming and enjoy the discussion.
Well, I am delighted to be here this afternoon. I certainly appreciate all the work that the Clean Energy Project does. And as you know, they have a great reputation as conveners around really important topics. I'm very happy to see John here to help frame this discussion, but I think that you will find that you have an outstanding panel, and I'd like to invite them to join me. John Hanger, Adam Kramer, Quentin Avramo, and Gary Eskin. I'm going to give each of them an opportunity to introduce themselves briefly. They all have extraordinary backgrounds, and you will see as they introduce themselves exactly what they bring to the topic. And given what John offered us, I think as we move forward, we have a handful of questions for you. I want to advise the audience that we do plan to have you participate and would like to have you share your questions. There are cards that have been made available to you. Rob is showing you the card. They will be collected. And we're going to try to leave about 15 minutes at the end of our panel discussion to give you an opportunity to participate. Good deal? I mean, I know you all just had lunch, so I mean. First off, panelists, water? Anybody need to hydrate? Okay. Okay, very good. Gary, I think I really influenced your name, but we'll figure that out a little later. The first question that I would like to ask you all to consider will be one that each of you will be given an opportunity to address. But why don't we begin? Adam, can you just give us a bit of your background, please?
Thanks. So I'm Adam Kramer. I'm the Executive Vice President of Strategy for Switch. Under my umbrella are helping actually run the Innovation Center here, as well as Government Affairs and Energy. And for Switch, energy is very important to us, but most importantly, sustainable energy is the most important thing for us, and finding a way to continue to be leaders in sustainability through not just energy efficiency, which is something that our CEO, Rob Royce Pattons, have helped us do, but through actually using green energy to power all of our facilities with 100% renewable power. And Switch has been involved in creating the open energy market here and been a champion of Question 3 since the very beginning. We truly believe the things that John was saying about how this will help transform the market, and as we as a state talk about what the new Nevada may look like with companies like Tesla and Faraday and Apple and Switch and others that come in, we think that having this competitive energy market is fundamental and critical to our success going forward.
Good afternoon. My name is John Hanger. I am from Pennsylvania, and I've had 4 public offices. Been a public advocate for customers of the Philadelphia Gas Works and Water and Sewer Department. Represented residential and small commercial customers, so about 500,000. Did that really right out of law school when I was a legal service attorney, helping low-income families and community organizations in utility disputes. Often it wasn't so much a dispute, it was there was no money to pay the bill. These were not deadbeats. These were folks who just didn't have the money to pay the bill. And often the bill was far higher than it should have been, which made a bad situation obviously even worse. I was a commissioner of the Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission and led the restructuring effort. I love the word restructuring. I know it's wonky, but I do not believe in quote-unquote deregulation. I believe in competitive markets and with rules and proper oversight to enforce those rules. And I thought John Willinghoff did a good job sort of laying out that very important distinction. We, in fact, did restructure Pennsylvania's market and allowed full retail choice starting in 1996, and I'll be glad to provide a little more detail on that. I've also been a president of a advocacy organization working on clean energy in Pennsylvania, and we were able to, in fact, bring to Pennsylvania 26 wind farms and over 250 megawatts of solar. This guy sitting right here is building 180 right now, so I'm jealous of that. That was also part of my experience. I've been the Secretary of the Department of Environmental Protection with Governor Rendell from 2008 to 2011. One of the big things then was using the money that came from the stimulus program, which was a huge boost in Pennsylvania on clean energy. We've spent that money very, very well. I want to thank Harry Reid for making sure we got a good chunk of money. And of course the shale gas revolution. So that's played a big, big role in power markets, wholesale and retail markets. And I've also been the Secretary of Policy for Governor Wolf. Currently, my current role is I do energy consulting, and I'm also a businessman in the medical marijuana space. That's green, and it uses a lot of energy. So I look forward to the conversation.
Thank you very much. Am I on? Yep. I just didn't have close enough. Thank you very much. My name is Gary Axamit. In a previous life, I was a futures trader in Kansas City and Chicago. Starting in the late 90s, I moved to Texas and got involved in the restructured electricity market. Restructured, I will agree with him. Let's not call it deregulation, it is restructuring. I got involved in the restructured market in Texas and built up some of the biggest books of business in what is commonly referred to as the multimeter space, which is bodegas, kiosks, your fast food restaurants, so on and so forth. That has manifested itself into that there's groups in North Carolina as well as in Georgia. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but there's a wave moving forward in this idea that to go back to a comment that was previously made in the opening remarks, that I really think that the utilities have completely missed the ball. I think they beyond missed the ball, and I cannot put my finger on why. They have missed this renewable energy revolution in a great big way. I will shock everybody in this room. I'm probably one of the biggest renewable energy financiers and developers in the business, and I'm a Republican. Is that in something? But when all the fish are going one direction, I decided to go a different direction. And so we're in the policy business as an organization, American Electricity Choice, and I hope that I can bring a little bit of value added to Nevada and try to check some of those boxes that are a little further down the policy spectrum, if you will, talking about how to make sure that the consumers in Nevada all get an opportunity to be part of a level playing field. So it's not just the big businesses that can benefit from this. I mean, I'm sure everybody's read the headlines. There's been a lot of machinations going on with some casinos that have wrote some pretty big checks. The fact of the matter is, consumers probably can't do that necessarily. So we need to have a level playing field. And even though I think a lot of people see my political ideology as, government bad, and no. There needs to be oversight. There needs to be oversight. Somebody needs to make sure that every single consumer has a fair shot at being able to do what they think is in the best interest of their homes. If someone wants to buy 100% green renewable energy, they should be more than willing and more than capable of having that opportunity. So thank you very much.
Oh, wow. After listening to my fellow panelist and Rose, I thought I was busy. Not a chance. I'm here representing small business in Nevada. I moved here in 2005. I started several small businesses since 2005, and the good news is that I'm still here. The reality is that our business, my business, Facilitech, my name is Quentin Abramo. My business is called Facilitech Business Interiors. We're in downtown Las Vegas. As you can imagine, 2005 to just recently was probably some of the toughest times for small businesses in Nevada. One of the things I did do when I came to Las Vegas is I bought an old garage in downtown and created a LEED Silver building. And I share this with you as a small business owner because my business is directly related to what I call high performance interiors. When you consider the business world and in generally the consumption of energy within the United States, business is by far the largest consumer of energy. Therefore, we have to look at small business, large business, and all businesses on how to best or follow best practices to create more efficient operating expense. As a small business, having a LEED Silver building in the beginning, I think a lot of people thought, you spend a lot of money. Why are you doing this? I can tell you after operating that facility for the last 10 years and another facility that I've been involved with, there is a lot of value in best practices when you look at clean energy and when you look at energy sustainability and when you look at managing your energy costs. After your resources, your personnel, even small business, after their human resources, the next largest expenditure is your operating expense for the facility that you are in. Therefore, having a choice and having the ability to look at different options in reference to how you deliver that energy to not only your building, but in addition how you consume that energy is extremely important. So I'm honored to be here, and thank you, Jennifer, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, panel. Thank you very much.